Morning, everybody. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Occasionally, we get some technical difficulties. And, we got to restart stuff. We got to reboot things. But let me know if someone give me a thumbs up. We got a hello from Tai. Let me know. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm going to assume that everybody can just hear me. Yeah. Okay. I got some feedback. Sweet. All right, guys. So we're doing a special 50,000 subscriber thank you live. Just happens to coincide with New Year's Day. New yours? New mine? So yeah, this is really cool. All right, thanks. You guys can hear me. So I think we're actually a little bit shy of 50 grand. We're at like 49,998. So a little presumptuous on my part that I'm gonna hit 50K, but yeah, I thought we would just, do a little live, say what's up, kind of give a 2022 recap. I haven't been posting lately. Wanted to give you a, update on why that's been, but also still a lot of things in the pipeline, a lot of things excited about 2023. And yeah, just wanted to touch on that. So hopefully I'll try to do this a little bit quick. I'm gonna have to close this door because I got motorcycles riding by. I'll open this back up and I'll show you guys what I am working on in a little bit. So I moved to Pacific Northwest, closed down my shop for conversion. So I kind of just went to online fulfillment only. I stopped taking bikes in for conversions when I moved here. So I'm only doing consultations right now, helping you guys build your own bike, and I'm also carrying the products. When I had my shop in Utah for the 2 years, I was able to source a lot of motors and batteries and all those little tiny specialty parts that you need. And yeah, so I you can see I got a huge inventory. Turned my garage into my little warehouse. I also got a storage container out front that I'll show you, and I also got a giant storage locker that I'm also keeping a bunch of. Between those are my my shipping warehouses and everything. But it's kind of stressful having 3 different places. But anyways, it helps with costs and everything. So that's why I'm able to keep my costs super low, because I don't have much overhead at all. So I just wanted to give you guys a recap about 2022. Let's see. Let me just check in. Yes, I am loving the Pacific Northwest so far. I used to live here, moved to Utah for a little bit for a e-bike job, and then moved back here. So it's not like I'm brand new here. But yeah, so first of all, I wanted to touch on a couple things that were big in 2022 is I got a new battery manufacturer, and I've been super happy with them. Super high quality battery parts. The manufacturing is awesome. My failure rate on these batteries has been like point something percentage, which is much lower than they used to be in the past. And I'm really happy with them because they're using upgraded charge ports. They use a 3-pin mini XLR. They're not like the big mini XLR ports. They're the mini XLR ports. So there's no sparking. There's none of that. It's a big upgrade in that. As you know, with barrel port chargers, they just start to spark after a while, and it's not necessarily dangerous, but it's there's a small chance it could be, and it's just not good practice to have sparking batteries. They also have 40 amp BMS continuous BMSs in them. So 40 amps continuous on all the packs minimum. Some of them have 50. The bigger Jumbo Shark packs have 50 amp BMSs. And that's continuous, and I think they're 120 peak. So these are high quality packs. They can handle the BBS02 and the BBS HD without breaking a sweat at all. So the BMS boards are less likely to fail too, because they're way over engineered. So I'm super just happy about the batteries that I have now, and I want to be getting more variety of them. I want to get 72 volt. I want to be getting a whole bunch of different sizes. And I could show you in a second, but I got a whole container full of batteries that I got and motors. Yeah, so I've just been super excited. You guys have been supporting me a lot, and I've been able to just buy stuff in bigger bulks and just get better deals on stuff. And if you've been following me, my prices have been reflecting that. I think I used to charge like $575 for a Super Shark battery, and now it's like $500. So I've been able to go down quite a bit on prices, because I've been able to put in, 100 battery orders at a time, and it's just been great. Same thing with motors. So my prices have been super competitive, and every once in a while I check other vendors and I see that my prices are a lot lower. So that's awesome. So thank you guys. Let me just check, see what the old messages are doing. I know I need to start doing conversions again. So that's kind of what going forward is going to be. This year, so far, it's just been consultations and order fulfillment, and trying to do customer service and support for people who want to just, order from me instead of like Amazon or something, where you're not going to get any support. Or if you do, it's not from somebody who knows what they're talking about. That may be a generalization, but I've just been doing that, and it's been awesome. Consultations have been just booked like solid. Usually it's been like a week to 2 week wait for people to get in line. And, it's awesome, but I also apologize that, some people are like, I need help, today or tomorrow with this build. And sometimes you don't want to wait 2 weeks, and it sucks, but there's only so many hours in a day. And I try to allot a certain amount of hours per day on consultations. But it's awesome just talking to people, and people are always like, man, I feel like I know you. And it's just like, yeah, you probably do if you've seen any of my videos. And so that's been really cool. That's been just awesome. The consultations were the biggest surprise of 2022 for me, how popular they've been, and how much people love the service, how much I love the service. And I think it's win-win. When I first started this, I was just answering my phone call. I was putting my personal cell phone number out there, and I was just getting 30 calls a day. And then finally my wife was like, this is insane. You can't just be giving out free advice all day, every day to people who call in. And it was like, yeah, I know, this is like, it's not sustainable. So we started doing consultations, which started at like $10 for 10 minutes of me pretty much going through building your bike for you. You tell me what kind of bike you want. You tell me what you want to get out of it. And I tell you with, I would say 90 to 95% accuracy, all the adapters, spacers, all the things that you're going to need, and, realistically what to expect with performance. So for me, consultations have been awesome. And I for the most part, overwhelmingly majority, I feel like I've saved people a minimum $100 a lot of time. And just between like the hours of them doing research, or them buying the wrong part, they have to send it back and wait all that time. In 10 minutes, I could probably save you $100, if not a whole lot more, which is awesome for me and for you guys. Okay, so that's 2022. I want to talk about 2023. What's going forward? Super excited. As you can see, I'm just like bursting at the gills. I got all like my adapters, all these little tiny small parts and stuff. And this is just my on-hand stuff. I got two other essentially warehouses that I keep all those little tiny e-bike parts, all the adapters, all that little tiny stuff. My goal this year is to find an actual warehouse space shop. It's just, as you guys know, real estate, it's very hard. My plan was to build one here on my property. I wanted to get a 2-story with a workshop underneath and then office space up above. But the zoning, they just changed it about 4 months before I moved back here, where I can't do that anymore. So now I'm been scrambling. So I wanted to be doing conversions as soon as I moved here, but I can't. So now I got to find like a retail space warehouse shop. So if anybody knows of any place in the Portland, Vancouver, Washington area, you know, looking for a, smallest shop, and I can start doing conversions again and start doing a lot more custom e-bike stuff, building frames with my friend Sean, those Franken bikes, just those one-off things, experimenting, making more help videos, like how to install. I was talking with somebody like on drop bar bikes, hey, can you do a video on all the stuff you need to do on drop bar bikes? And it's like, yeah, I need to get a shop space though. I can't really do it in this. You can see I'm just like, I'm bursting at the seams, and there's not much, I don't have the bandwidth for doing conversions at the moment. So I'm itching to get back into it. It's also been very difficult because I got a 1-year-old, 13-month-old, and she's not old enough to be put in daycare just yet. And it's hard. I've been balancing that, like working part-time as a nanny and then part-time as a bike mechanic. So just juggling all those little things. But let me see what else I was going to talk about. Oh yeah. So this is pretty exciting. Let me get the light on here. I got a new announcement. Got a new motor, and I get asked about this all the time. I'm going to shine a light on this. Can you guys see that? Yeah, CYC. I got the new Gen 3s in, the new Stealths. So I'm excited about these. A lot of people are asking, like, about the CYC motor. They are the best motor, in my opinion, for performance. They're definitely super expensive, and they're pretty loud, but they're the best motor. Mid-drive, torque sensing, handles up to like 2,000 watts for the Stealth. You could get the Pro, which will do like 3,000 watts. In my opinion, it's kind of an overkill, but some people need it, and then I would go with the Pro. I got 5 of these Stealths in. It's the Gen 3, so they're the brand new ones. They got the I can't remember the can't remember off the top of my head, but I got the upgraded controller. It's the I can't remember it right now, but if you're curious, message me and I could probably remember it. But it's the upgraded controller on these ones. Right now I only have the ones built for the 68 to 83 bottom brackets. So these are not going to fit on the fat bikes just yet, not until I get another shipment of the fat bike versions. But I have done builds on these. These are awesome motors. If you're looking for a better value, though, it's the Bafang. That's the way to go. But I'm really excited. I finally, after like a year and a half of dealing with CYC, I finally got them to ship me a batch of them. I don't know why. They sent me one for free like a year and a half ago. They're like, hey, try it out. And I was like, great, I'll take them. And then it was just like, no, I think there was a communication error or something like that. And plus I moved, so maybe that was part of the problem. I'm not trying to blame them. But anyway, super excited to get the Stealth in. And I apologize about the shaky camera work. As a former cameraman, I'm really, really ashamed of myself right now. Super shaky. One more announcement, and then I could go to I'll go to the comments. I'll start answering some of your comments. This one I'm really excited about. I've been working on this for a little bit. Let me open up the door here. It's gonna get loud again. The struggle is real. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm super excited about this. Check it out. So I got a batch of Coast Cycle bikes. I'm going to do these in a limited run. But I got 52 volt, 25 amp hour jumbo shark pack here, BBS HD motor on here, the 100 millimeter bottom bracket. It's not done yet. Obviously, these wires are all just, this is just a sneak peek, okay? If you guys have been watching this for 15 minutes now, thought I'd give you just a little sneak peek of what I'm working on. It's not done, so don't judge me yet. Don't say, hey, dude, your cable management is all garbage. I know. And here's my battery and motor container. So this is pretty much just full of motors and batteries. But yeah, this I'm super excited with. This one I'm trying out with a 36 tooth because this is not going to be a super efficient bike because it's got these fatter tires. It does have small tires. I think they're 20 inchers. So it is going to be pretty torquey, and especially with this 36 tooth. And I believe this is a 32 tooth back here. So this is going to be pretty torquey. I think it's going to be super fun. And I'm super excited about that. I might even try to do a couple versions with the CYC motor on it for just, you know, like a crazy 40 plus mile an hour little. I think would be a blast. I only got the rigid frame suspension right now. I think for the next batch, I may do the full suspension or at least the front suspension only. But yeah, super excited about that. Hopefully I'll be having some videos of that coming up soonish. You know, things just take forever when you're super, sometimes I think I get a little too ambitious, but yeah, so those are the things that I'm excited about this year coming up. So I'm going to start going through the comments now and see if I can't do something here for you. Okay. I'm starting from the top here. Yeah, so the CYC Photon, hopefully I don't have any, you know, personal experience with that just yet, but hopefully I'll be able to get one soon. I'll be able to slap it on a bike and, you know, make a video on it and give some my perspective on it. Until now, like I really like the Stealth. I think it's a great motor. I just wish it wasn't as loud. If the loudness is not a problem with it, if you don't have a problem with the loudness, go with the Stealth. And if you need extra power, go with the Pro. I don't have Patreon. I think I tried to set it up one time and I was like, I should though. No, this live stream will be posted on my on the YouTube channel, so you can watch it later. Don't feel like you have to check in right now, but if you want me to answer any of your questions, you know, you might have to miss work or something. Need a Johnny Fox Shock E-Edition? I don't know what that means. Have you considered the dual drive, like the Bike Tricks? No. The only way I would do a dual motor would be probably on a tandem bike, where I would put two mid drives on a tandem bike. That's the only way I would do a dual drive, because otherwise I feel like doing a hub motor and that is just, it's not efficient. I mean, if you need extra power, I don't know. I would maybe a very small reason why I would ever put a dual motor on something. And in my opinion, it's not like, I don't know, it's not crazy. I'd rather just get a souped up mid drive versus two mediocre motors, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video, talk about that, and let you guys know where I've been. I didn't go MIA. I've just been trying to make the website a little bit better, and I'm hoping to make it a little bit better next year as well. And just kind of make small refinements. I'm trying to make the ordering process easier. I keep getting asked a lot of like the same questions, so I want to make that a little bit more, you know, easier so that people don't have to, so more common knowledge is just out there, you know, things about the batteries. And that's the biggest thing for me, I think, is just, I think there's a lot of misinformation about batteries. People are always like, hey, I saw this kit on, you know, AliExpress and it's like $100 cheaper than yours and it uses Panasonic cells. And I'm like, well, just because it's Panasonic cells doesn't mean that it's the same quality. Like who built it? What kind of charge port is it? What's the quality of the BMS? You know, it's like building a house with 4x4 studs instead of 2x4 studs. And you're like, well, this is going to be a much stronger house, except they didn't nail it to anything. So you just have all these loose 4x4 studs holding up your house. It on paper, it sounds like it's better if you use 4x4 studs, but I'd much rather have 2x4 studs that are nailed properly, holding the whole frame of the house together. I know that's not a great analogy, but it's kind of similar. If you have you're using good materials, but you're not putting them together properly, and you're not using good connectors, good charge ports, good BMS boards, the nickel, strapping to combine all the cells, how it's tack welded, all that stuff is so more important than just what kind of cell is it. So it's like spreading that kind of knowledge and that kind of information with people that are, they see things like, it's got Samsung cells, I'll just buy it off of Amazon, and then, buy it and then open it up, and I bet you it doesn't even have those Panasonic cells that you paid for. So stuff like that. That just, the whole industry still is rife for people getting ripped off because there's no governing body to hold anybody accountable for anything. So it sucks for enthusiasts that are just starting in. They buy stuff, they get ripped off, or, it's like, my battery only gets 5 miles range and it's supposed to be a 17.5 amp hour pack. It's like, well, because you probably have a bad cell, or you bought a junk battery, and it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. And then they go and they tell 5 other people that, like, no, I built my own bike and it was garbage. And it's like, well, you started wrong. So I don't know. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, the website, obviously I'm not a website builder. I've had a little bit of help from my wife as well, trying to just, get things a little bit easier. So things are just more polished and easy to navigate. It's not overwhelming, but still has a lot of information. It's like that fine line of giving you tons of options to look into stuff, but having too many options, you're starting to be like overwhelmed. But I've got all these parts. I got so many parts here that aren't even listed on my website that, I just got to sit down, take pictures of, and it's like, oh, I should hire someone to do it. But it's like, they don't know what these parts are. Like, they're very arcane parts. So it's like, I have to be the one that sits down and do it. And it's time consuming. But yeah, a lot of big things. Like, the website is just going to constantly be evolving. And, I appreciate any feedback you guys have. If you guys have any ideas for features you want me to incorporate or anything like that, I think that'd be great. You guys are smart. You guys are smart folks. BBSO2, that's 30 miles. That's with pedaling. Yeah, I'd say that's about normal. So, but yeah, some people would get that and they'd get like 8-mile range. And I was like, well, probably because you got super junk cells or it's a 9 amp hour pack, but they labeled it wrong or something, either on purpose or otherwise. But anyways, so just wanted to say a huge thanks. It looks like we're still at 49.9. Maybe we're at 50. I hope we would get to 50 on this thing, but maybe we're at 50 now. I don't know. But anyways, just wanted to say thanks, guys. And, I always try to keep my ear to the ground. Is that the phrase? But you guys have great ideas for, like, hey, can you make a video on this? Or how do you do this? And it's like, every question, if you're thinking the question, there's probably 1,000 people out there that are also thinking it. So, it's been a great community to be involved in. And yeah, just glad to be here. How did you get your business notice? I don't know what that means. Sorry, Devin, I don't know what that means. But good to see you too. And all right, I'm going to take off, guys. Keep it nice and short, and no vlog. You guys are hungover. It's New Year's Day. So I'm probably screaming. You guys are like wincing. You're like, man, you're too bright. You're too bright and you're too loud. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.